this is Minx, and it's time for our Game of Thrones review. I missed last week's Game of Thrones review because of some health stuff going on. I was kind of sick, had a lot of doctor's appointments. So I'm gonna just kind of mash in like the top three WTF moments for me from episode 7 before I jump into episode 8. The first one being Arya gets the fuck stabbed out of her by the waif. The entire scene involving leading up to that moment was Arya acting a little off, and a lot of people are like, "Oh my God, she wasn't acting how she normally acts." Da 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 da. Honestly, I think it was just lazy writing, because you figure at this point in this season, they're trying to wrap everything back up. They're trying to tie off all these loose ends, and Arya floating around over in Bravos is still kind of a loose end. But damn, did she get the fuck stabbed out of her? Oh my God, like that's some deep stuff. The waif don't mess around. That's for sure. The next one is the Hound returns with a vengeance. The second they opened up before doing the usual intro scene, and you see like one person carrying that log, I knew it was going to be the Hound. He's always packed on the funny for me. He was always one of my favorite characters in the early seasons because he was honest, and nothing stopped him from being honest. He was there to do a job, and he did it. Seeing his comeback, though, like, as soon as everyone was slaughtered, and he goes over and he just picks up that axe and starts walking with that determination walk, like, I'm gonna kill somebody. I was like, yes, the Hound is back. For number one WTF of the entire episode, I'm just gonna say Lyanna Mormont is the new Queen of Sass. I don't think anything in this episode really topped that scene. It was very well written on the part of the showrunners, and it was very, very well delivered by the little actress herself. She is showing why House Mormont is a house of badasses. They're probably my third favorite house overall, and even though they're a minor house, I would totally be down to be part of that house. Overall, that's my top 3 from episode 7. Overall, I would give the episode probably a B. It wasn't too bad. It was definitely doing a lot of build-up, a lot of setup for stuff that'll hopefully get paid off in the last couple episodes. Alright, jumping into episode 8. First thing we want to talk about is there's pretty much confirmation death of the Lady Stoneheart theory. A lot of people were hoping that we would get to see a glimpse of her. There were hints at it, different, I guess the way certain things were portrayed, it seemed like maybe we might get a side of her, but alas no, Thoros and Beric Dondarrion are still alive, and they kind of recruit the Hound, which is kind of cool, because they kind of, without really judging him, kind of give him a place where he could potentially belong, and he gets revenge on the main trio who perpetrated the massacre of all the people at the Sept they were building. So he gets to. There was a lot of back and forth stuff that was really funny between him and Beric and frickin' Theros of Myr. So that was really good to see, but it was kind of lighthearted, which was nice. So I liked that a bit. Second thing that really captured my attention, there were the stuff in the Riverlands. Mostly for me, it was mostly about the scenes with Jaime and Brienne. I'm one of those people, I totally ship Jaime and Brienne, and there's so much tension there between those two characters, and it's like you could tell that they could go there if Jaime didn't have his head so far up Cersei's ass, and that's pretty much really where that's at. In the end, I wonder if they are actually gonna have to fight. It was kind of a bittersweet wave goodbye when she was rowing down the river. Like, where the fuck did your horses go, lady? There was also some good scenes between Jaime and other characters, like Edmure. They had some good back and forth that harks back to the books. There was also some cute scenes between Pod and Braun. And Braun teaching Pod how to fight, like, aren't you a little old to be a squire at this point? That kind of thing. But all in all, the Riverland stuff, my favorite bits was Jamie and Brienne all the way. Another big WTF. Cersei's pretty much fucked now, because she chose violence when the Sparrows came to fetch her for a meeting with the High Sparrow, and Zombie Mountain totally freaking Sub-Zero fatality'd some guy's head with the spine still attached to it. Because of that, all of a sudden Tommen's announcing that they're doing away with trials by combat because it's a ancient and brutal, like it was brutality, it's barbaric and all this other shit. Leaving her pretty much fucked because Zombie Mountain ain't gonna do her no good at this point. In her trial, so she's screwed. She's scrambling. She's trying to find out something, and apparently there's old rumors. Qyburn's got some stuff coming up from the his little birds, and we might see which everyone. I'm gonna be honest. Everyone knows is probably the wildfire cache that's under Baelor's Sept. Everyone pretty much knows that. Let's just be honest and say that. I'm pretty sure everyone already has, she's planning on blowing some shit up. In the end, she'll probably end up killing her kid and going over the deep end even further. We'll see what happens, though. But with the fact that how bad Cersei's fucked right now, I'd say Tommen is probably just as equally fucked because he's gonna get the backlash from everything. If we hop across the ocean to Meereen, it is now under siege by the fucking Wise Masters, who I'm just gonna call the Wise Asses, and everyone's kind of panicking, and then they start hearing some crazy, like, rumbling on the top of the pyramid, and one guy, like, looks out, and boom, here's Daenerys, no dialogue, no nothing, just boom, here I am, in all my golden glory, so you know that Drogon just dropped her ass off at the top. Now, what I'm hoping to see, and this is all just hoping, because there wasn't really much going on with this. They were just showing that it's under siege, that there's fucking catapults, flying, flaming shit at the pyramid. What I'm hoping to see is Drogon joined by his two brothers, and her letting the dragons out, okay? I want to see this happen. Let the dragons take their anger out on the boats. Let them see playtime. It's playtime for the dragons, okay? And then behind the other ships, I want to see the freaking Iron Fleet come in and have the Wise Masters literally stuck between the fucking massive Iron Fleet led by Yara and Theon and fucking 3 humongous fucking dragons just roasting and toasting everything. Of course, you want to try and save as many ships as possible, but fuck those guys. They're assholes. Kill them all. And then the last bit I want to get into, the last thing that really stood out to me about the episode was the final showdown between Arya and the Waif. A lot of bullshit happens. This was probably the least discreet death I have ever seen in the entirety of the Faceless Men. This was not like Jack and Hagar back when they were in Harrenhal. Very, very just like that kind of deaths. No, the Waif is chasing fucking a bleeding Arya all the way through the goddamn city. Fucking falling all over stuff, spilling people's fruit everywhere. And she's just hopping along like it's fucking, Assassin's Creed or some shit. I mean, I've seen video game assassins be more stealthy than the Waif, okay? They end up finally she ends up getting to where she hid Needle, and they have a the final thing happens in the dark. Next thing you know, there's a face on the wall of faces, and Jaqen turns around and he says, "A girl has finally become nothing." And she says, "No, I'm Arya Stark of Winterfell, and I'm going home." Ta-da! And it's supposedly the waif's face on the wall of faces. So yay! Arya's going home! Or is she? To me, to believe that Arya is going home takes a slight um, turn of suspension of disbelief. I feel like it would be a way bigger turn of events if it wasn't Arya, if that was actually the waif that came out on top somehow, in the way they filmed it, and that she is taking on the personage of Arya, and that, yeah, that might be the waif's face up there, but, she's wearing Arya's face. I don't know. I think that'd be a way better fucked up moment, but, as a personal fan of the Starks, I hope that it is Arya going home. But I'm just saying, be prepared. They could turn that shit around, and that could actually be the waif being, traveling to Westeros. I mean, why else would fucking Jaqen fucking smile like he did? Kind of, like, heh. Yeah. So, this episode was setting up some more things for the good finales, and tying off some loose ends. Now we don't have to worry about when is Dany going to get back to Marine. We know that Jaime mopped up the Riverlands, so he'll be heading home. We know that Cersei's fucked. We know that the Hound is alive and well, and is now going to be possibly heading north with the Brotherhood Without Banners. And Arya is now heading home. So things are slowly starting to come back together, and they're starting to come full circle now. So I'm gonna give this one a B as well, because of the fact it is a setup, a very big setup episode. But let me know what you guys thought of it. What did you think? Did you enjoy the episode? What was your favorite part? Who's your favorite character? Are you bummed that there's no Lady Stoneheart, or are you so totally cool by the fact that the Hound is hanging out with them instead? Let me know below. Also, if you liked this review, please click that little red button down there that says subscribe. Helps me out a lot, and it allows you to know when I post things. Yay! Stay tuned, because in a little bit I'll also have my sci-fi block unboxing, because I got that today. Yeah, so see you next weekend, geeks.